We are back in my orchard because I need to do some summer pruning, and it's really just to maintain size. I'm not really looking to shape the trees, but it's getting really hot and I need to do it now because it'll give the trees at least 3 to 4 more months of growth so that I can get some more fruiting wood. So we're gonna go do that, and check this out, look. I got me my first pair of loppers. These are Fiskars and they are 2-inch loppers. Let's see how they work. The first thing I'm gonna do is just check on sizing. I'm gonna go and show you every single tree, and then we'll come back and I'll do some cuts. This is my grapefruit, it's doing fine. This is my orange, also doing okay. I might come in here and check to see if there's any branches touching each other or rubbing each other. And this is my tangerine. And then I've got the blood orange. It's finally getting some growth. Probably do the same thing. Just check to see. It's barely growing, so I don't have to do much. This one, I just went ahead and just trimmed the dead branches right now. I did notice some growth. I was about to pull this one, and it looks like maybe we'll get something. If not, I'm gonna replace it. My avocado is doing good. It doesn't need any pruning. My 2 mango trees look like maybe they want to stick around. So I think this one is actually branching out again. So we'll see. Oh look, I didn't notice this one before. So I'm gonna leave them. I think I have a date palm that I'm gonna probably put there and maybe be a showstopper right there. My figs, they are getting a little crazy, especially the one in the back. So I really didn't want to do much pruning, but they are getting lengthy. Someone mentioned that on my fig video, and I agree. And that's why it snapped. And you see here, if you follow me, you saw that my fig broke. And my intentions are to cut the entire branch there. And that's the reason why I got the loppers. We'll see how this one does. Maybe it'll give it some energy and it will grow from there. My apple trees, I just did a harvest for my apples, and you see how it's just having a lot of vigor growth. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all that off. I want it to stay small and leveled with all the other trees. And over here's the other one, and that's also having a lot of vigor growth. And you won't get any fruit, not from this. This is not fruiting wood. I'm trying to get it to branch out. From the last pruning, the cherries are doing great. You see, this is where I cut early on the year, and I've got 2 branches growing from there. And that's what I really wanted. And then over here, this is my apricot and plum tree. I didn't really prune the plums. These are 2 plums early on, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But you can still tell at the very top where I did some minor pruning, we've got a lot of growth coming in. You see? So I made a cut here, and now we've got all of these growing out. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 just growing out of that one cut. And these are my apricots. You see this one down here? I really don't want that one, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. And more of the vigor up on top. It doesn't take much. It's really hot, so it's gonna keep growing. And then I've got my peaches and nectarines. I did a few cuts maybe last month after I harvested the peaches. No, actually that was this month. We're still in June. You see, I made a cut here. It's already healed, and I cut here. Basically, I opened the center so that this one could get some more light. You see, it's so little. This is the one that I didn't think was gonna have any growth, and now I'm giving it some more sun, so hopefully it'll catch up. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the vigor on the top of those, and then keep this 4 clustered somewhat similar in size. And then I know that you've seen my pomegranate pruning video, and look at it now. Didn't it just get the same? It's the same as it was before I pruned it. It's grown a lot, and I definitely need to prune it too. And then if we come over here, I've got my 2 lemon and lime trees, and they're showing a lot of new growth. And I also don't want the vigor going up. I want my fruiting wood, and it also gets attacked a lot by a leaf miner. So this is one that, you know, it's given me a little bit of trouble this year, but we've got a lot of new growth, and I do have some fruit. See, we've got some fruit there. So I'm very thankful. I love it, and I think this hay mulch is doing a lot of good. I think it really liked it after that. And the lime is also doing good. This one has a lot of fruit, but I do have the same problem. Leaf miner just loves to attack my trees. But I'll do the same thing. I'll come in here and look to see if I need to do some just minor cuts. So I'm back over here with my tangerine tree, and then I just saw a couple of the crossing branches that I'm going to show you. Okay, this is a really good example. So if I get close here, you see I've got these 2 crossing. Get you closer there. These 2 are crossing. So I have to decide which one I want to keep. Do I want to keep this one, or do I want to keep this one? And I think I'm probably going to get rid of this one. So the second one in the back. Oh, if you guys know, I haven't looked this up, but I have a lot of these little things, which I know they have to be eggs. And maybe I need to do some pest control right there. I'm also gonna go ahead and cut the tops, because the same thing, those are not fruiting wood, and I want more fruiting wood. So, like right here, there it goes, and then just make sure that it is cut at an angle. Go ahead and do that to this tree. It's not too much, but I did cut some, and now we're gonna move all the way over here to the figs. I've got 3 fig trees here and 1 pear tree. This one has always been the smallest one, and it's hitting the ground, and you don't really want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a lot of cuts to the small one, and some over here on this side, so we can give some sun over there. And I'm going to probably sacrifice the big branch over here that I haven't cut yet, because I wanted to save the figs, but I think I want to go ahead and get that established now. I'm bringing you over on this side. Now, this is how it looks now. See how there's nothing that's touching the ground, and if there's any little areas that are growing, like this one right there, if you can see it, we want to take those off. Then now I'm going to come and look at the vigor of these other ones. You see all of that? They are too tall, and I don't want that. All of these, even the pear tree, we're going to make cuts there. Alright, I'm over here on the back, and now on the 4 clusters, you have to remember that you want to leave space to be able to at least walk in between. So technically I only want the branches that are heading in their opposite direction. So this one right here, it's coming from this tree, and it's heading over on this side, which is shading this one. So we're going to take that off. If I come close in here, you can see where the leading branch is coming from, right here. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And look at the difference. And if we look, this one is probably going to head in the same direction, so I think I need to cut this one further here. I'm going to go ahead and make that cut there. Now we've got some space in between. And then down here we've got some little bitty ones that are stealing some energy. I'm going to sacrifice these figs. We don't want these. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those off. And stuff like this you don't want. Down here, this one's the same. Cut that off. And in the front, we've got this one that's heading towards the floor, and this one we're gonna take off. I just found one that is really doing bad. You see, this is a really, it goes all the way. Let me see. This one right here is the one that's crossing here, and that's gonna cause some scar tissue, and that's not good. So I'm gonna go check to see how far I'm gonna cut it to prevent that. I'm gonna cut the small one that was crossing up, and then I'm gonna trim this one because it's too long. The arm extends out to here, and we don't want that. You want a short arm and then branches out, short, branches out. It's kind of the idea. That way you prevent stuff like that during storms and windy days. So I wish I would have done that sooner. I decided I'm not going to sacrifice the branch that has a lot of figs. I think I'm gonna wait until the figs are mature and I can at least eat them, and then we'll cut that branch off. This is everything we took off, and now you can tell a big difference. It just, you know, you see this whole branch I'm gonna cut off, but it just has so many figs, and it just breaks my heart to cut them off right now. I think I'm just gonna wait. Moving on to the apples, I'm just gonna show you what it looks like before and then cut all that off. Here we go. Cut this one off so that I can walk by it. I think the same thing is going to go with some of these here. Won't bore you. I'm just going to do it and then show you the end result. There you go. You see the difference? It's looking good. And then I made a few cuts right there because remember, I still want space in between here. We want airflow. You can take that off. And there's some of these that every now and then I'll come and I'll pick out bad leaves. Whoops. But we want airflow, and then we want to maintain that vigor growth. Big difference, huh? Moving on to this one. I think next year I'll have a lot of fruit. It's in the back. It extends out too much and it's getting too tall, and then this one has just too much in the middle, so there's not a lot of airflow, so we're going to do something about that. Looks much better. Took some of that off there and there and trim some from the side. And what you really want, let me just show you real quick what I do. I just kind of, you know, test it. If it's too long, then I just make a cut. That's what I did. This one's the next one. I did the peaches and nectarines. Didn't take too much off, but I did take quite a few of the pomegranate. I went back and I trimmed it, so it's looking like a tree again. And that's it for now. I was gonna do the lemon and lime, but it's extremely hot. I'm probably dripping everywhere and I'm ready to go inside. I just wanted to show you what I do because I think it's really important to keep the trees trimmed, and I hope that you see that it's not hard. It really isn't. Basically, if you just cut the tops and that's it. Later on you can cut to form if you want it to do it that way. It's too hot, so stay inside, stay cool, just like I'm about to go to. Yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna take you a quick tour around just to see what it looks like now, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.